This episode of A Fighting Life has been brought to you by Title MMA.
My name's Connor Gross. I'm a mixed martial artist from Brickhouse MMA in Edgerton, Kansas. I struggle with a condition called high-functioning autism, and it's a social disorder that makes everyday life very difficult and hard. It's very hard to get yourself across, and you're always second-guessing yourself. Your brain's always telling you, don't say this, and you should say this, and you just eventually are like, well, I'm not even gonna talk. That was pretty rough for me. Then when I found something that I really was into, it came really easy for me. One of my good friends, he talked me into wrestling, and that's how I met a bunch of people, and we had something in common. Like, one of the big things in autism is you focus on one thing, and once I started liking wrestling, that's all I wanted to talk about. They didn't mind that, that's all I talked about. Going from one friend like your whole life to you got a whole team of at least 15 guys that got your back like you're their brother. It's pretty cool. I had some scholarship opportunities my senior year, and I decided that I wanted to work on a different field than what they offered. So I unfortunately went away from the wrestling and decided to just work full-time and get a career. And while I was working trades, I decided I still wanted to wrestle, so I went to MMA. Right after my first spar day, I told the coach that I got with, I'm like, can you schedule me a fight as soon as possible? And he's like, yeah, we got one in like 2 months. And I'm like, I'll take it. Man, everyone I knew was there, and I was the first fight, and I was nervous. I actually heard people yell my name when I walked in. I maybe a little less nervous, but I was still really nervous, and I was like, oh God. I got a bunch of pros up after me. I got to set the pace for the night. My coach told me, he's like, just work on one thing. Don't go out there and try and work everything you've ever learned. Just work one thing you feel you're good at. Amazing to me that I could go right from that, from nothing, from really no one knowing I do MMA to everyone knowing and everyone being there. I'd love to go pro, and that's one of my dreams, is I'd love to fight pro. Whatever makes you happy, you gotta go for it and find an outlet. You can never be too great at something.